Hey YouTube, tomorrow is Rowlet Community Day. So it's a nice one because all the starters, whenever a starter gets its Community Day move, it automatically becomes way better in PvP. So Rowlet, evolve it to get a Decidueye, uh, and it will know Frenzy Plant. So Frenzy Plant is one of the best moves in the game. We'll look at the damage and energy in 1 second here. So there's two things to note about this event. After this event, or I guess starting with this event, you'll be able to learn Spirit Shackle. So it's a new move. You don't need to worry about evolving your Decidueye to get Spirit Shackle. The only thing you need to worry about evolving Decidueye to get is Frenzy Plant. You can add Spirit Shackle on after. So that's the first thing you need to know. And the second thing is, it is a 3-time Stardust event. These are always one of the best. I have 100 research tasks stacked up that I am ready to go through because I actually am like over 100, so they just keep like disappearing. So I'm ready to get this 3-time Stardust with all those stacked tasks. So huge there. But Decidueye, when you look at the Great League rankings, it's at 138 and it's at 123 in the Ultra League. So the question is like, do you really need it? So the first thing is yes, in the fact that Frenzy Plant is just a huge upgrade over Energy Ball, which is what it currently has. And then the second question is, okay, it already has Shadow Sneak. Why is PV Poke recommending Brave Bird? So when you look at sort of the damage here, so Frenzy Plant is a must, right? Let's just go Frenzy Plant for Energy Ball. Frenzy Plant, 10 less energy for what is with Stab, 12 more damage, right? So 2.6 damage per energy compared to 1.96. Easy peasy. Frenzy Plant over Energy Ball. So you get the new move Spirit Shackle. It already has Shadow Sneak. So in terms of comparison with Spirit Shackle or Shadow Sneak, obviously Spirit Shackle is better. 5 less energy, same damage, but also 33% chance of lowering your opponent's defense once. So slightly higher damage per energy at 1.5, and lower your opponent's defense 33% chance. But then you get to Brave Bird, and Brave Bird is a nuke. 55 energy, 130 damage, 2.36 damage per energy. And obviously you're going to lower your defense. So PV Poke is recommending Brave Bird in both the Great League and the Ultra League. And when we go to just do a quick analysis on the Great League, so I put in, you're obviously going to run Frenzy Plant with Brave Bird or Frenzy Plant with Spirit Shackle. And I put it in and it's actually in the Great League, you pick up 3 with Spirit Shackle and you lose 3 with Brave Bird. And not surprising, just looking at the typings here, you're picking up 3 things that take super effective from Spirit Shackle in Psychic and Ghost here. So both had super effect there. And you're giving up 3 grass Pokemon where you would otherwise be able to Brave Bird and just take them out. So there's 2 things you need to consider. So the first thing is, in terms of matchups here, they're actually even. But if you look at the overall average, it actually says Spirit Shackle is the better move. And why is that? And I think there's 2 reasons. One is, it is like I said, I'll just bring it up here just so you can see quickly here. It is a 15 less energy move, right? And the problem with Decidueye, if you haven't looked at its stats, here are its stats for the Great League right here. 127.8 attack, 115 defense, 118 stamina for 1739 overall. That's terrible. Usually, I always say that if you're going to be a super attack heavy Pokemon, you can do Great League 2 ways. You either are a 2000 overall stat product with like decent moves, and that makes you pretty meta, or you are a very, very, very attack heavy Pokemon with a killer moveset. And Frenzy Plant is obviously a killer moveset, but your problem, I think, not that leafage is a problem, it's just that you're getting 7, you're 3.5 energy per turn, so 7 for a 2-turn move, right? And 7.2 damage per turn. So in terms of like damage and energy, leafage is actually like a decent move. But where it falters is that with a 7 energy per basically leafage turn. Um, if you're going to run Frenzy, so 7, 14, 21, 28, 35, 42, 49, it's going to take you 7 2-turn moves to get to, and then it's going to take you 1 more to get to the Brave Bird. And the problem with that is you're too glassy, right? You are too glassy. And just to put in comparison, something like Swampert with Mudshot takes 5 and 4. 5 Mudshots and 4 Mudshots to get to Hydro. Now, obviously, Mudshot doesn't do the damage output here, but with these glassier Pokemon, I don't really care about your, unless you're running like a counter fast move damage or a charm fast move damage, I don't really care about your fast move damage when I need to get to charge moves to be useful, right? So Spirit Shackle provides you the opportunity to just get to these moves that you realistically would not get to if you ran Brave Bird, right? So you're picking obviously Trevenant, you're hitting super effective there, so you're hitting way closer in there. I'm going to ignore the matches you flip because obviously I already went over why that happens. So for the most part, it actually just seems like it doesn't matter. Like a little bit more on Altaria, and it's just like, yeah, it's more on Altaria because you are actually getting a move off here. So the thing is, if you're gonna run Spirit Shackle, I think it's better in like the 1 and probably the 2 shield, and where Brave, this is how you'd have to run it. So I think PvPoke recommends it in the 1 because it just provides you more flexibility to Frenzy Plant or Brave Bird and bail, or just try and grab shields and just use that Pokemon like that, or have shield advantage. So I think that's where it's gonna come into play. And I think Spirit Shackle provides you the opportunity to just hit a little more and hit some more things for neutral damage as opposed to just relying on your nuke. So if we move this up to the 2 shield here in the Great League, you pick up 2 wins here and then lose 1 down here. And that's not surprising, but I gotta imagine the average is much higher here. And that's not surprising at all, right? So not only are you picking up a matchup here, you are picking up a lot of average. And that's because you're able to actually throw the Spirit Shackle, right? In the Venusaur matchup, even with Brave Bird, you're not going to get to 2 Brave Birds. I told you, your charging is too slow to get to these Brave Birds in like the 2 shields. So Spirit Shackle against Venusaur allows you to pick up a bit of health there. Same thing, Skarmory. Well, Skarmory is resisted, so that's a bad example. But like, yeah, steals are actually tough because you don't have anything to throw without Spirit Shackle, right? So that is where that comes into play. On the other end, in the 0 shield, obviously I haven't run this yet, but I've been imagining that Brave Bird is much better, and it is. You pick up 4 more, and it's just your ability to nuke, and that is not surprising. Where you probably pick it up even more is, let me look at the 1 versus 0 and then the 1v2. So in the 1v0, just huge here, right? 34 and 11. So you are better with a Brave Bird in the 1v0 shield, which makes sense because you can nuke in the 1v0. But in the 2v1, slightly better win rate, but the average is actually better for Spirit Shackle. And again, you're just losing those grass that you would otherwise be able to Brave Bird there. So I think if you are going to do this community day, what does all this mean? Do you need to do this community day? Yes, because Frenzy Plant is just a huge upgrade over Energy Ball. So it 100%, if you have a starter Pokemon, you 100% get their super dominating charge move. So yes, you need to get a Frenzy Plant. It's useless in the Master League. It's like 387, so it's not a Master League Pokemon. It's a Great League and Ultra League Pokemon. How do you run this Pokemon? I think if I was going to run this Pokemon, although Spirit Shackle does provide, it depends how you want to run it. It really depends on your team. I've got to imagine that majority of people will try to build bulky Pokemon with this Pokemon. Have this thing like on the lead or something, where you can, or in the back, where you can just shield advantage. If it's on the lead, like Brave Bird and Bail potentially, or if it's in the back, try and get shields with your front Pokemon, and then allow this thing to just go off in the back with the shield advantage, right? Because we saw that 1v0, that the 1v0 shield advantage, and this is the 1v2. So 1v2 over 30, and same thing in the 1v0. Just a huge, huge domination here with both movesets, honestly, but for sure Brave Bird, because it does hard hitting, and if they can't shield, Frenzy Plant and Brave Bird are both going to nuke, right? So that is how I think the majority of people will play it. I think they will just shield Decidueye with their other Pokemon, get shield advantage, and then nuke. So on paper, 138 and 123, sure. I think that makes sense in the one shield, which is what this ranking sort of looks at. But if you actually are playing Decidueye properly, that's not, I think its rank would probably go up. So get the Frenzy Plant, get the Stardust. I'd probably go Brave Bird, but there is the argument that if you want more consistency, you probably do Spirit Shackle. But it also is like just team building, right? So if you're going to run Brave Bird, you have more flexibility. You may want to cover your steals a bit more. But if you're running Spirit Shackle, you pick up the Ghost, but then you're going to have problems against like the grass. So you might want to cover that weakness, right? So not a weakness, but like the losses there. And then anything else that like that you would otherwise lose to. So that is it. I unfortunately am not able to play this community day. I'll play from my house, and luckily I have a couple stops right beside my house, so I can lure those up and just get the general like 1 every 5 minute incense there. But otherwise, unfortunately, I'm kind of maybe we'll go for a walk with the kids. We'll see. I'm solo parenting from 2 to 5, and my kid sleeps from 2 to like 3:30, so it's gonna be tough. Anyways, that's just me. Thanks for watching. Good luck this weekend, and I will see you guys in the next one.